All right. So I am 24, and last week I sold my first company for a life changing amount of money. And quite frankly, I feel nothing. Now, I know there's some people watching this that are in a less fortunate position, and I completely empathize. This is not a video to get sympathy. This is not a video to brag. This is not a video to try and get comments and like leech off or trying to get praise or whatever it is. Honestly, this is a video I wanted to make because I have been doing this for about 7 years now. I've been trying to make an online income. I've been trying to grow a business. I've been building. I've been in entrepreneurship 7 years now. So when I started out, I always saw the results. I always saw these people with these flashy cars and like this flashy lifestyle. And I'd never once seen the raw reality of what it actually takes to get that. I never saw the price they paid. I never saw the sacrifices they made. I never saw this side of things. And once they reach those achievements, the negative emotions that come along with it. And again, I'm not asking you to cry me a river. I understand that I'm coming from a place of privilege right now. But you have to understand, I was born in South Africa. I have grown up in South Africa my whole life. I've never had money. If anything, it was the complete opposite. There's another video about this, so I won't go on about it. But, we lost our house. We couldn't afford petrol. We couldn't afford food sometimes. Like, we were struggling. And this is the exact life that I once always prayed for. It's the life that I always dreamt of. I have the freedom that I have now. I am able to travel whenever I want. I look after my mom. I have my dream apartment. I can get any car or any house that I want. And although that sounds great in theory, because it is what I once dreamt of, I feel nothing. And the reason I want to make this video, I guess, is like a bit of a raw outlet that I've never seen someone else do. And I wish that they did, because I think I'd feel less lonely in this position. And maybe I am the only one that feels this way. But I think regardless, I have learned one important lesson through this whole process of selling my company. And it's that the joy is definitely not attached to money, right? I used to always discredit people who say money but doesn't buy you happiness. I was like, that's complete BS. And of course, it buys you experiences that bring happiness, and it buys you food that brings happiness, and freedom that brings you happiness. But that solves money problems. It doesn't solve the thing that's deeper. And one thing that I've learned through this is getting the achievement is not going to bring happiness. I thought for sure that once I sold my company and once I was financially good, I was going to reach like this new level of contentment, this new level of happiness. That's not what happened. If anything, it's the opposite. And this is the second time it's happened that I've reached a goal and I've been like, wait, that's it. And for context, when I signed and sold my company last week, Friday, I had a moment of happiness. I really felt like, wait, I just made my 12-year-old self that wanted to be a business broker really proud. I never wanted to be an astronaut. I never wanted to be an actress. I never wanted to be president. My only dream in life from a young age was to be involved in business. And I did it. I did that one goal that I once dreamt of. And for a split second, it felt good. And then it didn't. The world didn't stop. No one stopped to congratulate me. Of course, I had people there in my circle that congratulated me and praised me and brought me back to earth about what an achievement this is. But at the end of the day, I didn't feel any happier. If anything, I felt a bit more lost. And I felt scared. I felt like, wait, am I able to do something else? Do I have the capabilities? Was that just luck? Was that just a once-off time? Do I have what it takes to do something again? Did I make the right decision? It's like all these thoughts. And I didn't allow myself to take in the fact that it was an achievement, because I look around me at these other influencers that are younger than me or the same age as me or slightly older than me, and they're way ahead. And I don't even know what I'm basing that on, but they just look like they're ahead. They have a better lifestyle. They have more freedom. They're traveling, luxury, so I'm putting all this like financial pressure. And I feel like it invalidates my achievement, because that's just how I am, unfortunately. And I always have been. I look around me and I always compare to something greater, because I know that I'm capable of the greater things. I know that I'm capable of doing better, of becoming greater. And I think, unfortunately, because I do that, I kind of sacrifice my own pride and like my own excitement, because I'm constantly like, well, that's not enough. And it's good. I mean, in a way, I do believe it's healthy to never be complacent, because then I'll never grow. But it's also this weird juxtaposition, because I know I should be happy. And for a moment I was, But that's where it ended because now I'm like, what's next? That's one dream and that's it. I had my moment and I got it and I got the money. And now it's like, okay, but what else? And I think this has taught me such a big lesson that it's never been in achieving that goal, which is so weird to say because we all have our dreams. We all think that that dream, when reaching that dream, is going to unlock some incredible new plethora of emotions and contentment and freedom. And although it can be true, I don't think it is. I think that all of my joy and all of my excitement was in waking up early every single day to hustle for something that I so strongly believed in. It was the enjoyment I got from proving to that little goal that I could do it. It was in proving to all the people that did me wrong in life that I was going to make something of myself. It was in proving to my mom that I would come to the table and make sure that we're good. Like, we're good. Trust me. And even then, it's like, it was more the process of that. It was hustling to get there. It was the fight to get there that brought me the real enjoyment. So it's so strange to be in this position where I have all of that now. And I feel nothing. I didn't really celebrate. I instead just sat down, registered a new company, and like I'm trying to get myself back to that point because this year I have been the happiest I've ever been. And this is this weird moment where I'm like, was I really happy? Am I happy now? Was this the right decision? And I think that's kind of the other thing that I'm learning along this process is I just need to bet on myself and everyone gets imposter syndrome. So I'm sure there's someone out there maybe watching this, I don't know, maybe a whole 5 of you that are watching this that also feels like you're behind. Maybe you look at people your age, or maybe you're in your 40s and you still feel like you're behind, or maybe you're 20 and you still feel like you're behind. I don't think that feeling ever goes away. I'm 24 and I've achieved this massive thing, but then I look around me, I'm like, wait, other people are doing so much more. Like, there are people that are building these great companies and doing these great things and achieving these great things. And I feel like I'm behind. So that's why when I get congratulated, it doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel like I can take that moment for myself because I'm like, well, I know what I want to become. I know what other people around me are doing. I know what I'm capable of. And this is not it. Like, this is not my peak. So why should I celebrate it? And I think there's so much importance celebrating those small moments, those small wins along the way, because that's where you feel your happiest. It's not in the final achievement of getting that dream. It's actually in the process. And I have always felt my happiest when I know that I'm working towards something, when I know that I'm working towards this dream that's almost unattainable. Like, it feels unattainable, but I'm just chipping away at it day by day by day. That's where I get my enjoyment. And I feel like that is a really big takeaway because I've seen it in other people. I've seen it that these people just want to graduate high school. And once they do, they're happy for a moment and then they go into the work world and it's straight back into that cycle of what do I do next? Can I do it? I hate this job. I just want my dream job. They get their dream job and then they want the next paycheck and they want a promotion and they want this. And then once they get that, they want this dream house and they want this dream husband and they want all these things and the target keeps moving. And I'm guilty of it. I've had multiple dreams. When I was 21, all I wished all my life was to become a millionaire by 21. I did it and I was depressed. I reached that goal and I was like, well, what now? That was all I put all my importance on. So I changed my goal, made it bigger, and now I've achieved it. And now I'm back in the same position that I was. So, that's just a testament to the fact that we need to constantly follow a purpose. Like, we need to live for something that's higher than ourselves and that maybe is a little bit more out of reach, which sounds weird to say because dreams should be attainable. They shouldn't be unrealistic by any means. But I think that at the end of the day, we should maybe set dreams and goals that are a little bit out of reach to constantly strive to, that we can enjoy the process of. And I think that's why it's so important to do something that you love, because I really did enjoy the process. I love building a company. I love working with the people that I worked with. I built an incredible, incredible place with such great culture. And now it's like, I have nothing that I occupied my day with. I don't have the same people. I don't have the same routine. I don't have the same ethic, everything. So yeah, it's just a little bit strange. And I don't know whether I'm supposed to be present and celebrate these wins or whether I'm supposed to just immediately get back into work because that's the kind of person I am. But yeah, I guess the reason I'm making this is because I really want to teach other people what it's like on the other side. If you have these great goals and these great things, obviously try to reach them. But I think try and remind yourself to be present because yeah, getting there is great. Don't get me wrong. Like I don't have the same problems that I once had. And it's always great not to have money problems anymore. But now I have greater problems and, you know, those problems are more difficult to fix because it's a core thing. It's a purpose thing. And that is very, very, very difficult to fix. And it's one of the first times in my life I felt this because for the past 7 years, I've been on this grind. I've been on this hustle. I've been on this thing of just going for it. And now I'm like, what now? What's next? So yeah, the important thing I guess for me now is although I don't know what I'm doing it anyway and just blindly putting one foot in front of the other, like I've been doing this entire time. And I think I just have to remind myself to bet on myself. Um, I don't know who's watching this or what position you're in or where you're at in your life, but maybe it's a reminder for you as well. Maybe that's why you're seeing this video. Maybe it's a sign if you want to see it that way. But wherever you're at, just be present with where you're at right now. Celebrate those small wins. Acknowledge how far you've probably come from where you were. And it's crazy to think back to where I was because, again, I feel so behind. But when I look back at where I was, I'm so ahead from that person. I'm so much more grown. I've learned so many more lessons. I'm a better person than I was. And I don't think, many people are able to take that moment to think of that and acknowledge that, even though we probably all can. So, yeah, again, I'm good. I'm not depressed. This is just something raw I wanted to put up because no one sees the price that you pay. No one sees that once you do get these achievements, yes, your lifestyle's better. But how good are you emotionally? How good are you spiritually? What's your relationship with God like? Are you lacking in other parts of your life? Because that's what gets really exposed when the small things go away. When you're not worried about what food you're eating or, whether you can afford petrol or you're not worried about the electricity or anything like that. When those things go away, it exposes a big part of you. And it's those core fundamental things that you can't worry about when you have these small things nagging at you. Now you can only focus on the big things. I guess that's my next challenge is, am I a good person morally? Am I doing everything I can to be great to the people around me? Am I spiritually intact? Am I the kind of person that I would be proud of as a little girl? Am I doing enough? It's like those fundamental things that I can now focus on. And yeah, I guess it's a different demon to face, a much different demon to face. So yeah, I don't know. But hopefully this gives you something. Hopefully it puts in perspective that no matter where you're at in life, probably have the same conversations internally and you probably have the same fears. You probably have the same worries. You probably also don't know where you're going or whether what you're doing is enough. And all I can say is try to take a moment to acknowledge the small wins, the small things that you are doing well, the person that you are now in comparison to the person you were. And again, those lessons that I've learned, like it's about the journey, it's about the process. And you don't realize it, unfortunately, until you get it. I heard it once or twice when I was going through my journey that it's about the journey. And I was like, no, 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 I just need the money. Like I need that freedom. I need that money. I need that time for my family. And now that I have it, it's like, okay, they were right. It's about the creation. It's about the pain along the way. It's about the price you pay. It's about becoming that person along the way. That makes it really fun and enjoyable. Even if there's some hard moments, I think that's where you feel the real contentment. So yeah, you can take from this what you want, but maybe I'll do another one at some point. But I think it's worthwhile. Just give you a raw look. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one.